What did the popular kid at your school do to go from cool to an absolute outcast? He got a bad haircut, was teased for it and threw a temper tantrum. He literally stormed out in the middle of class. He lost his spot as king bully after that. Probably the best way to lose popularity. What haircut was it? It was meant to be the shaved sides gelled fringe haircut that was all the rage here in Ireland at the time. Instead it looked like a mushroom. So, what you're saying is he looked like a giant dick. One might call that ironic. She was pretty and fairly popular, and near the end of the school year told everyone she had cancer. We were approaching the end of grade 7 at the time. Eventually literally everyone knew. Teachers, other parents, other grades, etc. And it kind of united everyone who weren't typically friends, and that was kind of cool. Until one day, maybe a week or two in, a pair of girlfriends go to visit her at her parents' house, and they bring it up and discover it was a hoax. She pissed off a lot of people and lost all her friends after that. Gained new ones eventually, but what a goddamn weird thing to lie about. Same thing happened at my middle school. The girl would skip school and tell her friends she was absent because she was undergoing chemo. One of our friends brought it up to a teacher when the teacher mentioned something about her missing class so much, and the teacher called her mom. I still remember her mom calling me and telling me she was calling everyone in the girl's address book to tell them her daughter did not have cancer. She lost some friends afterwards as well because a lot of people thought she was weird for lying about that. There was a girl that was the popular girl in school. She had all the friends and even put out an album. She was a total star locally. One day we were taking standardized tests and she runs out of the room and doesn't return. When we left the class there was green diarrhea all over the floor just down the hall from the classroom. Poor girl didn't make it to the bathroom in time. She didn't return to school that school year and moved to another town/school completely after that. She married a famous NFL player and is one of these Instagram PPL now, so she bounced back from a shitty situation pretty well. PLS tell me she dating a Green Bay Packer? That was rookie year, he's with the Browns now. He got drunk and finger banged a sheep at an outdoor party. He spent the next 3 years as the sheep fucker. Edit, everyone assumes he was Welsh or from New Zealand. This was upstate New York. You build hundreds of bridges throughout your life and nobody calls you a bridge builder, but you fuck one goat. Got an 8th grade girl pregnant while he was a junior in high school. He eventually transferred out because everyone hated him so much. For those not in America, that's at least a 4-year age gap. 17-year-old knocking up a 13-year-old. Most popular kid in my middle school was this big Samoan dude. Looked like he was 13 going on 25 years old. I remember he gained a lot of popularity when he serenaded this girl in class to ask her to the dance. He had music playing on his iPhone and he started belting out love songs while on bended knee. Later on that year he went from hero to zero when we found out he'd been molesting his sister. 0 to 100 real freaking quick. Wholesome for once, I guess. All popular kids in my school were complete dickheads that bullied others. This fella, king of the hill, starts dating a girl from another school that was friends with one of the bullied kids. The kid told the girl what her boyfriend does in THT school, so the girl threatened to break up with him if he didn't change his ways. He stopped socializing with the cool folks and started getting bullied by them, and none of the other kids wanted to warm up to him. He was a loner at school, but he made his GF happy, and he was happy. That makes me happy. He stood for what mattered most to him, and it made him a better man. Crack. He and his couple friends started smoking crack senior year of high school. They got quarantined to themselves. Ran into one of them a couple weeks ago. He kept trying to get me back to their apartment to do meth. Well, at least he's off the crack. Well, the popular girl at my school tried to ruin the life of a really sweet girl because of boyfriend drama. When she realized people were standing up for the sweet girl instead, she lost her mind, accusing the other girl and her boyfriend of property damage, turning on anyone who didn't swear loyalty to her, turning people against one another, screaming at teachers. It was a mess. The nail in the coffin was when she confided to me and to others that she was planning to put laxatives in the pastries she baked for the class. Obviously I let people know, and she became completely ostracized. She left at the end of junior year, and senior year was the most chill year ever. I don't blame you for letting people know. You can't let that shit slide. Unbelievable smooth comment. This kid in middle school used to talk shit to everyone. He had nice stuff his parents got him and everyone thought he was tough and could fight until one day he started on a special needs kid. Nobody had ever actually seen the popular kid fight. He just was excellent at intimidation. Now a lot of the special needs kids in my area weren't just students who were mentally challenged, but had overall learning disabilities. Many of those kids came from very tough homes, and the special needs kid who the popular kid messed with was an absolute savage. He grew up in a pretty tough part of town, but was really a gentle giant. He could play football, he was muscular, he could do everything the regular students could do except speak properly. A minor speech impediment. The popular kid challenged him to a one-on-one fight and got his ass kicked by the special needs kid. I'm talking blood everywhere. His clothes got ripped, one of his sneakers landed like 10 feet away, and to top it all off he even tried running away after the first few punches. The special needs kid grabbed him and pulled him back. It was a massacre. The popular kid not only lost all of his influence, but didn't even have the guts to come back to school for like a week. If I ever saw instant karma it would have had to have been on this day, because he was quiet as a mouse the rest of the years through high school. Robbie was a big huge freaking bully. I used to play football with him, watched a coach go full freaking psycho on him, literally kicking him in the ass all the way off the field because he spit on a player, and the goddamned gall of it just sent the coach into a freaking rage, and Robbie mocked him the whole way off the field. But when that kid hit you, it was like a freaking freight train. He was always very dumb and angry and freaking rabid. He teased everyone for everything, yet somehow remained pretty popular in the upper echelon because he hit like a beast and won football games. Then one day, it was so freaking weird. He came to school in a sweater with a Nuna-owned button down underneath. He usually came to school in torn shirts and basketball shorts and was generally a disheveled mess. He had an older brother Ronnie who never looked like any of that, so we knew he wasn't poor, he was just being Robbie. So this was a big deal, and it was bizarre, and when people asked him what was up with it, he would just say I'm gay now. It was so freaking strange. He did not lose any intensity, but he kept saying, like, I'm gay now. I like boys, okay, and I want a boyfriend. You wanna geo out? I saw him get genuinely upset with people laughing at him. He'd just scream, it's not a joke. I'm freaking gay, you assholes. Nobody knew what to do with it. We were a country school. We had a gay kid. A kid Robbie had bullied. Now Robbie was trying to hang out with him. Nobody wanted to touch that freaking weirdness with a 10-foot pole. We figured best case scenario the dude had lost a bet. But then he did it the next day, and the next. For months he kept dressing a Robbie version of Preppy and proclaiming his gayness. Pretty sure he got an earring at some point. If I remember correctly, he later recanted all of this and screamed down anyone that brought it up. Maybe it was a legit attempt to come out, but he just Robbied the whole thing up until it was unpalatable. He's in prison now.